MTC building canceled. The LDS Church will no longer build their 9-story structure. We've got neighbors' reactions.
Border agent honored. Hundreds pay their respect to Nicholas Ivey at his UVU funeral.
And breaking the barrier. This daredevil's jump from 24 miles high broke the sound barrier. See the jump from his point of view. I'm Ashley Munguia.
And I'm Jen Benson. It's Monday, October 15th, and in Utah, it's 12 o'clock.
From KBYU and the BYU Department of Communications. This is the award-winning 11 News at noon.
The LDS Church has canceled plans to build a new 9-story tower at the Provo MTC, leaving some homeowners relieved the fight is over. 11 News reporter Ashley Hudson met with the celebrating neighborhood. Ashley, what did the neighborhood say about the construction in the first place?
Some homeowners believed that this new building would lower their property value or would block the view, while others, they were excited to see the MTC expand. The announcement to build caught the neighborhood off guard. They say in the past the church and MTC always kept them in the loop on new construction.
In March, the LDS Church First Presidency approved the construction of a new 160-foot building on MTC property, but nearby homeowners like Lori Johnson wanted the church to explore other options.
If the church, if a decision maker at the church really knew the whole story, a different decision would have been made.
5% of the Pleasant View neighborhood signed a petition asking the MTC to explore different ways to expand. When the LDS Church lowered the ages of missionary service, the community thought they had lost. But after 6 months of petitions and legal research, the neighborhood says they finally got what they wanted. A statement by the LDS Church says church leaders have determined that due to a number of complexities and concerns, we will not move forward with the 9-story building originally proposed. They are looking to find a new solution to expand that involves both the neighborhood community and church.
We've been fighting this ever since they announced it last March, and now to win, it's kind of nice to win. You know, we feel like we've won. And we didn't expect to win.
This has been the hardest thing I have ever done. And I am just so grateful that we can go back to the status quo. We can work together and try to get a win-win situation for both the neighbors and the church.
Church officials say they are finding a solution to expand the MTC with the expected growth of missionary numbers.
The church says they are changing their planning process and that they will include the neighborhood in future decisions to build.
So Ashley, what is the next step for the church then?
The MTC is planning on expanding after they just destroyed 5 of their buildings, and the neighborhood committee looks forward to negotiating with the church.
Thanks, Ashley.
A 7-mile stretch of the Mountain View Corridor opened this past weekend, giving cyclists a reason to celebrate. The Utah Department of Transportation kept riders in mind during construction, building bike lanes, trails, and bike turn signals along the corridor. The UDOT completes the project in December. They say the corridor will run from I-80 in Salt Lake to I-15 in Lehigh. An American Fork woman says a man attacked her in a bad case of road rage. She says she flipped off 39-year-old Kelsch, so he swerved into the driver's side of her car and then drove his car onto hers. After his car flipped over, they both got out of their vehicles, and she says Kelsch punched her in the back of the head. Police booked Kelsch into jail for investigation of assault, disorderly conduct, and aggressive driving.
People in Orem laid to rest a Utah County Border Patrol agent who died on the Mexico-Arizona border. Nicholas J. Ivey died in a friendly fire accident. 11 News reporter Kathleen Keller went to the funeral. Kathleen, how many people came?
Hundreds gathered at the UCCU Center at Utah Valley University to pay their respects to Ivey. Most people were either family or friends, but even those that didn't know him left feeling some sort of connection.
People played bagpipes as the Tucson sector of the U.S. Border Patrol Honor Guard posted the colors for Nicholas J. Ivey. His brother Joel is also a Border Patrol agent, and in the eulogy, Joel told stories of him and his brother growing up. He described his brother as a man who loved God, his country, and his family.
He was
great way to be able to pay respect and honor to Nick. Everything they said about him was absolutely true in my experience personally with him, that he was that person they described.
Others who spoke at the funeral called Ivy a man of duty and a man of faith. Deputy Commissioner David V. Aguilar told his children that when they grow up, they'll understand that their father died protecting their country. For fellow law enforcement officers, this story hit close to home.
Within the law enforcement family, there's a sense of a brotherhood. Anytime an officer is killed in line of duty especially, there's a great sense of pride, especially for what he was doing, protecting our borders, protecting our country.
The funeral ended with the congregation singing "God Be With You Till We Meet Again," and everyone standing as the honor guard retrieved the colors. The family members then left for Spanish Fork and a graveside service.
Ivy is survived by his wife, Christy, and their 2 preschool-age daughters, Reagan and Presley. He would have been 31 on October 13th. In the newsroom, Kathleen Keller, 11 News. Jen?
Such a tragic story. Thanks, Kathleen. The Provo City Dispatch Team is getting an Incident of the Year award for staying calm during a very chaotic situation. Back on May 1st, a train derailed and a plane went down while the team was down a member and working with a new computer system. The Association of Public Safety Communications gave the award to them, recognizing their calm while taking care of all the incidents.
What a great award. I'm sure they deserve that.
Yeah, for sure.
Great. When 11 News at noon returns. Mission accomplished. The Space Shuttle Endeavour rolled into its final destination.
And Payson Pumpkins celebrate Halloween the traditional way at the Country Farm Festival. Stay with us.
A daredevil jumps from space, a NASA shuttle settles into its new home, and a candlelight vigil for a murdered child. Here's your look at news from across the nation. The people of Westminster, Colorado held a memorial for murder victim Jessica Ridgway. Friends and neighbors gathered on Saturday and lit candles to remember the 10-year-old who went missing in early October. Police found her body in a suburban Denver park 5 days after she went missing and are still looking for the killer. The Space Shuttle Endeavour arrived at its new home in Los Angeles. After a farewell tour across the southern U.S., the shuttle rolled into the California Science Center yesterday afternoon. The Endeavour joins 3 other retired shuttles and will go on public display on October 30th. And daredevil Felix Baumgartner made space history when he jumped from the stratosphere yesterday. Fearless Felix jumped 128,000 feet above the Earth. That's 24 miles up. He was the first person to ever break the sound barrier outside of a plane. Baumgartner reaches speeds of more than 700 miles per hour and fell for more than 4 minutes before he opened his chute. That's your look at news from across the nation. Jen?
The race for Utah's 4th congressional district is seeing record spending from third parties. Groups from all over the nation are following the campaign between Jim Matheson and Mia Love. Matheson supporters spent over $1.8 million on independent attack ads, while Love supporters spent over $1.6 million. Supporters spent over $1 million on the 2 candidates just in the last 2 weeks. President Obama took a little time out of his work to pay a visit to a campaign office in Virginia. And he didn't only bring himself, but he also brought pizza. The president told supporters his debate prep is going great. Massachusetts Senator John Kerry is helping out by playing the part of Mitt Romney for the president in preparation for tomorrow's debate. GOP presidential candidate Mitt Romney is continuing his charge in the battleground states. He held a rally at Ohio's oldest hotel, the Golden Lamb. It's turning into a must-stop location for Republican presidential hopefuls. Both George W. Bush and John McCain stopped there when they ran. Romney is spending the rest of the day getting ready for tomorrow's debate. Families come from all over Utah to kick off the Halloween season the traditional way. In Payson, 11 News reporter Jessica Black takes us to the Farm Festival and shows us all the fun things you and your family can do.
It all started when Amelia Dumas wanted to make a town Halloween celebration. With just a handful of ideas, she put her dream into works. Now, 6 years later, the Country Farm Festival has everything from tractor and horseback rides to pumpkin picking and the petting zoo.
I like the goats. I baby bunny.
The festival is a family-run event. The owners say bring in 1,000 people a day, some for the first time. The Jones family got their flyer in the mail and decided to check it out.
It's a great place. There's a lot of fun things to do, and everybody's been super nice, and it's a great family place to visit.
She surprised her kids with the festival. The kids say they had a lot of fun. The bouncy machine was their favorite.
Mine was probably the one to jump too because I'm usually afraid of heights, and it was really fun.
Dumas says she enjoys doing the event every year, but it takes its toll. She says she will keep doing the festival for as long as she can.
Every year about this time I'm so burned out, I think I can't do this anymore, and then I do it anyway. So yes, we'll probably do it for at least one more year.
Dumas says it's all about the children.
I like the enjoyment that it brings to the kids.
In Payson, Jessica Black, 11 News.
The festival is running this weekend too. They are planning a costume contest and a pumpkin weigh-off. For more information on the festival, go to the festival's link, click on Jessica's story at 11news.byu.edu. So I'm thinking, Ashley, if I wear the costume, as a pumpkin, I could win both contests.
Both. Why not? I mean, Angela, I kind of want to pick a pumpkin myself and a patch. What do you think? The weather's going to allow that?
Well, it will allow it a couple days this week, but I'll tell you which day you might not want to go pick your pumpkin when we come back. Great afternoon to you all. Look at this beautiful sky. Just take a look. All this beautiful blue sky outside. It's a beautiful day. Not very cool. Just one cloud in the sky, a few others scattered around the rest of the sky. It's going to be a great day. If we take a look at what the temperature is currently, we've got 54 degrees. Pretty cool, but it will warm up. Humidity is 62%, which is relatively high, and 5 miles per hour is our wind speed. Taking a look at what we'll see throughout the day, it's going to warm up. We're going to see mostly sun, and 70 degrees is the high, which should be very great. If you want to go for a bike ride, take a walk, these are the days to do it because it's going to get cold this week. 6 miles per hour will be the wind speed for later this evening. If we take a closer look at later tonight, what we're going to see is lots of clouds. We're going to have some clouds come in, and it will be pretty covered skies. 46 degrees is the low, so make sure you bundle up if you head outside, and we'll have the sunset come in at 6:47 p.m. That means our days are getting so much shorter. It's hard to believe. If we take a look at our highs throughout the states, we're in the 60s all throughout the northern part of Utah, 70 in Provo, 70 in Nephi, pretty nice, 75 in Moab, 80 in St. George, always has the best weather. Taking a closer look at what we're going to see down in St. George, we'll have nice weather kind of today and tomorrow. Still nice throughout the rest of the week, but temperatures will kind of do a little dip Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Our lows will be in the 60s and upper 50s, and then low 50s throughout the end of the week. If you can take a look at that right there, 57 for Friday. Northern Utah, however, is going to have kind of the same pattern. We're going to see kind of nice temperatures today, 68 today, 67 tomorrow for the high, and tomorrow we're going to see some rain, so would be a good idea to pack that umbrella, get on those rain boots, because there's a 40% chance of rain, pretty good chance. Also, if you look at this, 55 Wednesday, Thursday 59, and 67 for Friday, so it will do this kind of warm today, a little bit colder tomorrow. All that rain will bring in some cool temperatures for Wednesday, and then kind of dip up towards the end of the week, which will be real nice. Our lows are also pretty low, and you know, with this nice weather that's coming on Friday, it's pretty safe to say that our Notre Dame game should be pretty nice weather around here. I know it's an away game, but you know, if you want to hit a barbecue,
that's right.
It's time to do it.
Yeah, don't have to break out the big coats yet for the game.
No.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Thanks, Angela.
All right, Ben, I know the Notre Dame game is away, but are there any games here in Provo that we can cheer for our Cougars?
Absolutely. On Thursday, we've got some women's volleyball. On Friday, there'll be women's soccer, so you can still cheer on the Cougars and their successful seasons. Coming up next on sports, homecoming week culminated with the first ever blackout for BYU fans, as fans and players brought the night to a day game. And BYU may have been wearing black, but left the game feeling blue. Find out how close the Cougars came to knocking off 10th-ranked Oregon State. Sports is next. Stay tuned. BYU welcomed Coach Mendenhall's alma mater, Oregon State, to town for homecoming, looking to give the Beavers their first loss. Oregon State drove the field and scored on their first possession of the game. It would be a long night for BYU's Jordan Johnson as the Beavers picked on the sophomore cornerback and have their offense rolling. However, the Cougar offense was able to continually answer back each Oregon State score with this TD pass to Devin Mahina. BYU's Jamal Williams tied the game at 21, and entering the fourth quarter, it looked like the Cougars could have a chance to upset the 10th-ranked team in the nation. But then the Cougars collapsed. After this double reverse gave Marcus Wheaton his third touchdown of the game to put Oregon State up 11. And then Riley Nelson threw his second of 3 interceptions, but this one went for an Oregon State touchdown and sealed the 42-24 Beaver win over the Cougars. Saturday's game marked the first time since the Oregon State game last year that the BYU defense yielded over 300 yards, giving it 450 this weekend.
They were really able to spread us out and just get easy throws for their quarterback, and then just from that is able, we had to kind of, we just naturally kind of backed off a little bit, and our coverage just didn't hold.
The Cougars may have fallen to the Beavers in their homecoming game, but that didn't stop the crowd from filling the stadium with school spirit. 11 sports reporter Derek McAllister shows us how the Cougars pulled off their first blackout.
Cold and wet fans filled the stands for a show never seen before in LaVell Edwards Stadium, a blackout. Cougar fans prepared for the homecoming game by matching the football players and suiting up in mostly black. The BYU bookstore in Cougar Den was ready for the crowd with shirts, hats, and sweats for sale.
And I had to come early, went to the bookstore, got my blackout gear, fought everyone off. It was like Black Friday over there, so it was good.
BYU has a long tradition and heritage, so change doesn't happen very often. But fans say they were happy with the university's decision to do something different.
This creates some excitement to the school because we stuck in our old ways. I mean, we need to get hip with the now times.
Fans say the blackout was a success, and they enjoyed what they called the Black BYU swag on the players and everyone in the stadium. BYU marketing says that the blackout will be a one-time event, but fans say otherwise and would like to make it a yearly tradition. That may not be a possibility because BYU marketing is selling the jerseys to cover the cost of the black uniforms. And to do another blackout, the team would have to purchase black uniforms a second time. BYU marketing will also give a few of them away to fans. On the BYU campus, Derek McAllister, 11 Sports.
The fans' only regret? Many said they wished that BYU had come away with a victory, which would have made the blackout that much sweeter. BYU's 16th-ranked women's volleyball team took on WCC foe San Francisco Saturday in Provo. The Cougars and Dons met last month when the Dons ended BYU's consecutive set streak at 28. San Francisco continued being the streak stopper as they became the first opponent to steal a set in Provo, but the Cougars prevailed 3-1 to improve to 18-1 on the season. In Portland, BYU women's soccer faced the Portland Pilots, a perennial power that can never be underestimated no matter their record. Jessica Ringwood scored on a follow-up shot and Michelle Murphy notched her 7th goal of the season. Portland answered with a goal in the 80th minute, but it was too little too late as the Cougar defense proved too stout and BYU earned the 2-1 victory. Well, football may have lost, but at least those two teams are having a successful season and were able to win their games.
It looks like I'll be at the game Friday.
For sure, me too. Those games are so exciting.
That's right.
I love it.
All right, come out and support our Cougars.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
So to come on 11. Some say parachuting off a cliff is plenty dangerous, but this guy sure didn't think so. The lucky daredevil added acrobatics to the jump, but his gymnastic bars suddenly fell apart. Only centimeters from death, Richard Hendrickson flung over the edge of the cliff, 1,200 meters above ground. Witnesses were certain he died, but Hendrickson somehow managed to open his parachute just seconds before hitting the ground. That's amazing.
Yeah, he is super lucky
Definitely.
he survived.
He's got some good instincts.
That's why you stay away from the edge.
Perfect.
Yeah, not do some
like
crazy
that.
flips.
Great. I'm just glad he's safe.
Yeah,
For sure. That's 11 News at Noon for Monday, October 15th.
You can join us anytime on our website, 11news.byu.edu.
Thanks for watching and have a great afternoon.